Scott Singer.
Here.
Terry Kavner. David Roberts.
Here.
Mark Ham.
Here.
Glenn Lewis.
Here. Would you please stand and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. The consent docket's item 2. Item A is approve the minutes of the regular city council meeting held June 16, 2014. Item B is receive the minutes of the planning commission meeting held April 8, 2014. Item C is receive the minutes of the planning commission meeting held May 13, 2014. Item D is approve an interlocal agreement with the Board of County Commissioners for Cleveland County for grading, drainage, and surfacing of certain streets within the city. Item E is approve resolution number 79714, establishing the 911 emergency telephone fee rate for the calendar year 2015. Item F is approve a budget supplement to the debt service fund in the amount of $20,000. Item G is approve a budget supplement to the Parks General Obligation Construction Fund in the amount of $2 million. And item H is approve ratify claims and expenditures for FY 2013-2014 in the amount of $5,336,336.21.
Move to approve.
All right, thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Everybody get their claims questions answered? Any notes or changes to the minutes? Not yet?
Yeah, somebody said.
Oh, okay,
Jason Blair.
thanks.
Yes.
Scott Singer.
Yes.
David Roberts.
Yes.
Mark Ham.
Yes.
Glenn Lewis.
Yes, item carries. Item number 3 is consider approval of a contract with Cardinal Engineering for their infrastructure recovery and implementation plan to be funded by CDBG-DR funds, community development.
Mayor and council, this plan is required by HUD to identify and prioritize specific infrastructure projects that will be undertaken with the HUD funding for disaster recovery. This is going to be funding things such as street reconstruction, water lines, sewer lines, and stormwater improvements, and some streetscape projects we're anticipating. The budgeted amount that we had planned for was $250,000 for the plan. That would be a maximum. We did interview 3 qualified firms. We ultimately, the selection committee felt that Cardinal Engineering was the firm that was most responsive to the city's needs this time and for this project. We have negotiated a contract of not to exceed $229,000. Of that amount, $150,000 is Cardinal's fee, $79,000 is the consultants, their sub-consultant fees, which those sub-consultant fees will be billed on a deliverable basis. So in other words, if we don't use some of the sub-consultant tasks, then we will not be billed for it. If you have any questions, I would be happy to answer them.
What was the amount for the sub-consultant?
$79,000.
Okay, thanks.
This is a little less than what you originally thought it would cost us.
It is less, yes, and in fact, we've even worked with the engineering firm to cut some of the fat from the project based on their original cost to us. So this is already pared down, and we certainly won't be paying for anything that is not absolutely necessary.
You might mention what's included for the public meetings or public input.
Sure. What we are looking at is the purchase or fee-based service for some online participation tools. These would be tools that the city would fund with DR funds, and then it would be a platform that we would carry throughout the disaster recovery grant funding, so about the next 5 years. The online tools would allow for a lot of different It would have the ability for online voting of preferences. They could view different pictures and scenarios and vote which one they are in favor for. And there are some out there that we can even isolate to the neighborhood. So people from across town would not necessarily be able to vote on something that affects this one particular neighborhood, if that's what you chose to do. The public input that you see for Cardinal's contract is $15,000. What that pays for is 2 public meetings where they will physically be at the meeting with renderings and drawings and inform the citizens and get some input. And it also includes 2 walkability surveys. This would be done at the Plaza Towers School and the Highland East schools. And that would be an escorted group of different people from the area and from the school, just around the schools themselves, and they would note any problems that they had as far as whether things were easy to get to, did they encounter tripping hazards, did they, what would they like to see? Should it be more bike friendly? Should there be more landscaping or separation from the sidewalk to the road? So they include 4 points of public participation. This will be in addition to our online tool for this project. Each project that we do with the DR funds will then have its own public participation aspect to it, but the online tool will be like the common thread throughout all of the projects. Did that enlighten anyone?
Is this required by HUD?
We are required to have public participation.
Because $15,000 for 2 public meetings sounds pretty dang high.
Well, it would be 4
okay.
points of contact with the public. And 2 of those would be somewhat time intensive, doing the walking and walkability surveys around the 2 schools. But this does include the consultant's time at the meetings. It includes any of the graphic presentations that they would create for the meetings, basically all the support for the meetings. And this is a project that we want to really get the people's excitement up for the different projects that might be funded out of this. And so we're really relying on these renderings to get that excitement. So.
The overall plan with the public participation is required by it.
Okay. Anybody want to make a motion?
I make a motion, we move to approve.
All right.
I'll second it.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion on this item? Anybody? No? Would you call for the vote, please?
Scott Singer,
Yes.
David Roberts,
Yes.
Mark Ham,
Yes.
Jason Blair,
Yes.
Glenn Lewis.
Yes, item carries. Item number 4 is consider retaining the law firm of McAfee and Taft to provide labor and employment-related counsel and services.
Okay, well, if you'll come up.
Mayor and council, this is an item. There are 2 attorneys from McAfee and Taft here tonight that can answer any questions and possibly give you a short interview or overview of the litigation. Tony Puckett and Kristen Simpson are here tonight to answer any questions that you might have.
We're going to have some discussion about one of them in the executive session later, so we won't be talking about that one necessarily, but we would just have an existing or an ongoing contract with them to be able to use them if we have complicated employment matters or termination matters or that sort of thing. Tony's, I think, probably considered the premier labor attorney for management municipalities in the metro area, so we are very comfortable with that.
Okay. Anybody want to make a motion? You guys want to say anything?
Oh, we're just happy to have the opportunity to work with the city more. I'm glad you all called for your staff to have us assist with a couple of things, so
Okay.
forward.
All right. Thanks for being here.
Are we committing to any retainer fees or anything at this point?
No.
No, it's just hourly billing based on our work that we do. No monthly fee, nothing upfront, nothing like that.
Thank you.
Make a motion that we approve this.
All right, thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Any other discussion on this item? If not, would you call for the vote, please? Thank
David
you.
Roberts,
Yes.
Mark Ham,
Yes.
Jason Blair,
Yes.
Scott Singer,
Yes.
Glenn Lewis.
Yes, item carries. Item number 5 is consider ordinance number 77814, amending Part 10, Chapter 3, Section 10-301, petty larceny and larceny of lost property by increasing the value of the stolen property to lost property to less than $500.
Mayor and Council, the state law has changed by their definition of petty larceny and the larceny of lost property. Well, they will only prosecute those amounts of misdemeanors in excess of $500. So in order to be able to prosecute those offenses here, we are changing our limit from the current $50, or asking to change our current limit from $50 to less than $500.
Okay.
It complies with state law. Will, if it's in excess, it'll be prosecuted there. If it's less than that, we can prosecute it here.
What would be the penalty for somebody who stole something, say, in the $400 range?
The maximum punishment that we have right now is a fine anywhere between $0 and $500 plus $49 in court costs.
So it's not like we're just letting them go free by raising this limit?
No, if you steal $20 or if you steal $400, your penalty is ultimately or could be the same.
Make a motion that we approve this ordinance.
All right, thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Any other comment on this item? If not, would you call for the vote?
Mark Ham,
Yes.
Jason Blair,
Yes.
Scott Singer,
Yes.
David Roberts,
Yes.
Glenn Lewis.
Yes, item carries. Item number 6, consider approval of an agreement with Red Plains Professional, Inc. for engineering services in the amount not to exceed $19,600 for the redesign of the intersection of Max Morgan Drive and Southwest 19th Street, and for the extension of Max Morgan Boulevard to serve additional commercial development in the Royal Rock development.
Mayor, this engineering firm is the one that's been doing quite a bit of work in that area for the developers as well as for us of the commercial development, the Royal Rock development. And the traffic study that we've had that's being completed now by TEC, our traffic engineers, has recommended some improvements there on the north side of 19th where between the bank and I still call it Hardee's, but it's Carl's Jr. If we can get some additional lanes in there, we need to look at doing that. Plus, this would be the engineering design work for the extension of Max Morgan Drive to the north. I don't know exact distance, it's probably another 1,000 feet or something like that in anticipation of the commercial users, large commercial users that are looking in that area. And so this would give us the design work to construct those improvements.
Okay, does TEC not do that? Do they not do design projects?
They can do it and would do it, but this engineering firm had much of the survey data and all already because they're also working for the developers there in the addition. So
Okay.
we think we got a savings out of this by not having to pay some duplicate costs, surveying primarily.
Okay. Do we have a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
All right, thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Any other discussion? If not, would you call for the vote?
Jason Blair,
Yes.
Scott Singer,
Yes.
David Roberts,
Yes.
Mark Ham,
Yes.
Glenn Lewis.
Yes, item carries. At this time, we'll recess the city council meeting and convene the Moore Public Works Authority meeting. Item number 7 is the consent docket. Item A is receive and approve the minutes of the regular Moore Public Works Authority meeting held June 16, 2014. Item B, approve and ratify claims and expenditures for FY 2013-2014 in the amount of $852,226.11.
Move to approve.
All right, thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Consent docket, so would you call for the vote, please?
Scott Singer,
Yes.
David Roberts,
Yes.
Mark Ham,
Yes.
Jason Blair,
Yes.
Glenn Lewis.
Yes, item carries. Item number 8 is consider approval of change order number 7, final with Wind Construction Incorporated, and accept final project completion and maintenance. We've been asked to table this item for tonight.
Make
Yeah.
a motion to table.
All right, thank you.
Second.
Thank you both. We have a motion to table and a second. Would you call for the vote, please?
David Roberts,
Yes.
Mark Ham,
Yes.
Jason Blair,
Yes.
Scott Singer,
Yes.
Glenn Lewis.
Yes. Item is tabled. At this time, we'll recess the Moore Public Works Authority meeting and convene the Moore Risk Management meeting. Item number 9 is the consent docket. Item A is accept the minutes of the regular Moore Risk Management meeting held June 16, 2014. Item B is approve and ratify claims and expenditures for FY 2013-2014 in the amount of $322,993.70.
Make a motion that we approve.
All right, thank you.
Second.
Thank you very much. We have a motion and a second. Would you call for the vote, please?
Mark Ham,
Yes.
Jason Blair,
Yes.
Scott Singer,
Yes.
David Roberts,
Yes.
Glenn Lewis.
Yes, item carries. At this time, we will recess the Moore Risk Management meeting and reconvene the City Council meeting. Item number 10 is new business. Item A is citizens forum for items not on the agenda. There's no one signed up. Would anyone like to speak? Okay. Item B is items from the city or city council or trustees. I have one item. We had the best fireworks ever, I think, on 4th of July. If you guys didn't see them, Todd, you guys did a great job out there in the park. Everybody did a great job. Appreciate all the hard work. Yeah, it was really good. So they were quite loud too. So anyway, just want to say that. Anybody else?
I just have a couple of things. Our last council meeting, we had the couple appointments up for the Parks Board, and that was rather uncomfortable, and the meeting that didn't go the way that I hoped. Well, it wasn't bad, but I just felt like it might not have been real comfortable for some of those who were participating in it and asked to speak. So having had an opportunity to think about that, I'd like for the council to possibly consider coming up with some written guidelines, policies, maybe something that would be a part of the charter, whatever would be the best way to address appointments to our different boards and commissions in the future. As the city has grown, there's been a greater interest, I think, from our citizens that would love to have an opportunity to participate in various ways. I'd love to give them that opportunity to be heard. I took the initiative and just contacted a couple of our sister cities to find out exactly what it is that they do. And Mr. Eady, I'll leave these with you, and you can look at them later, maybe make them available to the other council. But most of them have term limits as far as how long you can serve consecutively. You could come back and serve again, but you have to take a break. I like what one of the cities did on their Parks Board. They actually include a youth, junior, or high school student serve on that board for a year versus a 3-year term. They'll let them have a voice in what their parks are going to look like. And then I just looked at some of on our own webpage, some of the different boards and commissions that we have. Some of those look to be a little bit out of date. Some of them I'm not even familiar with, and indicated that we appoint people to serve on them. Some of them, like the mechanical board, the electrical board, different things that are somewhat specialized that require a set of skills to address some of those issues and things that those boards look at. But the plumbing board, I looked on there and everybody is, actually their term has expired. by about 10 months. So I think that there's some things that we need to do to ensure that we're keeping up with it. And then when we have citizens that are interested, if we could just have something written down, that this is how it works. I believe that that would be a better way to do it, just from my perspective. So, not really looking for any discussion, just wanted to throw that out there, maybe in the next council meeting or two, Mr. Eady could come back with some ideas as to maybe what we could do, if the council thinks we need to do anything. And that would be, that's all I have.
Okay. Anybody else? Nothing? Okay, any items from the city manager or trust manager?
I just want to echo what you said, Mayor, as far as the 4th of July, that the activities that day, weather included, and all the employees and the job that everybody did was fantastic. Heard lots of positive comments about the fireworks and about the day. We didn't have any significant problems or issues that I've heard about. We had the continuing problem or concern with people shooting off their own fireworks and the complaints and all that caused. But other than that, it was a good weekend and a good time I think for our citizens. I don't know that there's anything else that I need to give you publicly. I did send out some information earlier, just kind of an update, but things are moving along really well. We'll mention that our storm area, the code enforcement activities in the storm area, if you haven't driven through over there, say around Plaza and all, that's really looking pretty good, or I think very good, particularly compared to the neighborhood across the street to the west over there. So I feel really good, and if you have a chance to drive through over there, you'll feel really good about what we're doing if you see the other. But hopefully we'll be able to take care of the problems and move along.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay, item 11 is executive session. Section 307, Title 25 Oklahoma statutes permits the public body to meet in executive session for certain specified reasons under certain specified conditions. It is the opinion of the city attorney that the city council may consider and adopt a motion to meet in executive session to discuss the following items. Item A, discuss, consider, and if deemed appropriate, consider taking possible action regarding pending claims by Michael Atkinson against the city of Moore and authorization for legal counsel and staff to take action as necessary and appropriate in the interest of the city of Moore as authorized by 25 Oklahoma statutes 307B-4. Item B is discuss, consider, and if deemed appropriate, consider taking possible action regarding pending claim by Scott Reed, ETAL, against the city of Moore and authorization for legal counsel and staff to take action as necessary and appropriate in the interest of the city of Moore as authorized by 25 Oklahoma statutes 307B-4.
Make a motion that we convene to executive session.
All right, thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Would you call for the vote, please?
Jason Blair,
Yes.
Scott Singer,
Yes.
David Roberts,
Yes.
Mark Ham,
Yes.
Glenn Lewis.
Yes, we are convened to executive session.
Yes.
crowd there was, right?
Yeah. Would you call the roll back, please?
Jason Blair,
Here.
Scott Singer,
Here.
David Roberts,
Here.
Mark Ham. Glenn Lewis.
Here. We are reconvened from executive session. Do we have a motion on item A? Or item 1? No, I had item A.
Make a motion to, for staff to proceed as directed.
All right, thank you. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Would you call for the vote?
Jason Blair.
Yes.
Scott Singer.
Yes.
David Roberts,
Yes.
Mark Ham.
Yes.
Glenn Lewis.
Yes, item carries. Item B is discuss, consider, and deem appropriate, considering taking possible action regarding pending litigation by Scott Reed against the City of Moore and authorization for legal counsel and staff to take action as necessary and appropriate in the interest of the City of Moore as authorized by 25 statutes 307B-4. Do we have a motion on this item?
Make a motion that we deny the claim.
All right, thank you.
Second.
We have a motion to deny the claim and a second. Would you call for the vote, please?
Scott Singer,
Yes.
David Roberts,
Yes.
Mark Ham,
Yes.
Jason Blair,
Yes.
Glenn Lewis.
Yes, the claim is denied. At this time, item 12 is adjournment.
Make a motion we adjourn.
All right, thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Would you call for the vote, please?
David Roberts,
Yes.
Mark Ham,
Yes.
Jason Blair,
Yes.
Scott Singer,
Yes.
Glenn Lewis.
Yes. Thanks for coming, everybody. Thanks for having us.